Okay, art talk here. and just, I wasn't even thinking about this, and then I'm wearing this shirt, this is a famous shirt, or at least the photograph here. So Michael Bread or Beard, and this T-shirt was given to me by a girlfriend in university, and it was age appropriate. Thank you very much. It was like second year university. She was 19. I was like 21, something like that. So yeah, no questions there. Okay. A different era entirely. Her name was Caitlin, and I wonder where she is now. Anyways, so like this came up on Instagram through a friend, and he's a professor. Um, he's part of Wormwood, and well, one half of Wormwood. He's highly intellectual, and like I don't always understand or agree with him, and that's fine. Uh, we have different tastes in art, and because there's a lot of esoteric stuff that he's into that I'm not really into, and it's very specific. Uh, Philosophical um, perspectives. Like I'm looking at his Instagram here, and I'm not to tear you apart, Andrew. Honestly, like the dialogic imagination by M.M. Bakken, 4 essays, forms of time and of the chronotype in the novel. So it's seriously abstract, in the way that what he appreciates, and that's what I like about him and what I like about your brother. But we could approach things from different sides, so that's fine. But he came up with there was something in his feed. It was Baptiste de Debombourg, and let's see, and I just like this. Just reminds me of this stuff, and it's his work is all bomb. Baptiste is sculptural, and I'm looking at this here, like public art installations. It was very trendy at one point, and like okay, so this one called Turbo, where it's chipboard arranged into like this three-dimensional thing within a space. Installation artists. I'm like I'm an oil painter, okay? Like I'm from another century. But if you go to his bio, and I'll read from it here. Info, the bio. I was trying to read this in French at first, but I'll read it here in English for you, and you can go to his website, which is of course his name .com. So Baptiste Debombourg, Baptistedebombourg. Now, I'm not here to tear him down, but I'm going to give my critique. Like say we're in art school, and I'm an art professor. Uh, Dr. Steele presiding. Like it's not like I don't come from some sort of credentials or some bragging rights here. We can respect each other and still make fun of each other. That's what I would like to see come back in the art world, instead of this victimhood and this I don't know, this displacement of physical reality, and immediate understanding, instead of having to have all of this background knowledge and this exclusionary idealism, because it's very finite. It's only for one small area, and that's fine, right? Like I don't mind that at all. Don't shoot the messenger. I do this, like I do that. I do that deGrasse Tyson, and like almost every one of my videos, because I know someone's going to look at me if now after I record this, if not later, and go, "How dare he! I'm so offended." Like I give a crap about your opinion. This is my YouTube channel, so yeah. Anyways, um, here's his bio. All my projects are somehow related to aspects of human relationships, our mistakes, our doubts and desires, as well as perceptions we each have of our own realities. My work explores the nature of our psychological relationships with objects, looking for the potential space between reality and the ideal model we aspire to achieve. Thus, I analyze and question the sense and meaning of actions we undertake, construction and deconstruction. I am interested in individual repeated attempts, which sometimes lead to failure. Driven by well intended actions, utopian aspirations, or blinded by his ego, the individual reveals his true nature. The impression of impotence, yeah, I want to read that as importance. Impotence generated by such situations and by individuals themselves simply highlights the fragile and enduring nature of the human being. My research takes shape through the different media, materials, and mountings such as wood, glass, staples, or drawings. My inspiration and influences come from everyday life, and more specifically from day-to-day objects that condition our lives. My analysis research is also focused on the use of these objects and the reactions, behaviors that they create, including the affected relationships they may have with them. I consider my artistic oeuvre as a conveyor of encounters, as an opportunity to link sectors and areas that usually ignore each other. Example is so-called noble and popular cultures. I believe it is a way to examine the position and the function of what we define as contemporary art. I'm gonna read that like a Quebecer. Okay. Let's see. Then there's another critique from Cécile Godefroy, PhD in art history, art critic, and scientific consultant for Art Créativité. In his predominantly sculpted work, Baptiste Debombourg combines information and materials and experiments that unveil repressed, unspoken, or ignored stories. Willing restorative artist, he repairs walls, furniture, and objects while at the same time exposing their marks. His work asserts itself primarily by its monumentality, but is paradoxical, precarious, and fragile. A moment as if it in a state of convalescence, which pays tribute to destruction, to incomplete repair, even to resilience rather than power. This play of mobile reconstruction, beyond its ironic aspect, is fueled by a reflection on time, history, memory, and dreams. Okay, so whatever. I'm sorry, buddy. Your art's just not for me. You know, again, it's very abstract. It's very abstract. I know a lot of people, they tire of this grandiose interpretation, and this aggressiveness that is behind it. To like as I was saying, exclusionary intellectualism. If you're going to call me a popularist, then go ahead and do that. But each one of my paintings has some sort of direct emotions associated with them, and a certain time and space, and a relationship to a moment in my life. As though I have a direct relationship with each of these because I've spent so much time in front of them, nurturing them from basically a blank canvas into the final products that they are. Like if I'm gonna get into specifics, I'm gonna use examples here. Like this one here, this is a memorial, and it was a commission for a fella that I know that used to be an aircraft mechanic. And the one beside it, the CF-104, is a moment of triumph. I really wanted it to mean something. I wanted it to be something that I could wake up to every morning, like a tattoo, and be inspired by. Even in any kind of light, right? That's how I do a lot of my paintings. Is that I'll use different light sources and different times of day to try and get an equalized pigment, so that no matter what light source or how much light is in the room, it's just something good to look at. And then so say like Peerless, just again another moment of awe, or say like this guy here, the mongoose, the golden mongoose is my spirit animal, because I might just be a golden child to more than one person. Uh, and the reason why I like mongoose so much is because I'm not a big guy, right? Like I'm very slender. I'm tall. I'm a lot of people would look at me and say, "Oh, that guy's not very much." I could take him. I could take him down. I could use him. I could dominate him. It would be no problem. But obviously, that's not the case. And mongoose work in packs, right? And they're little predators. And the reason why I like them so much is because they're very communal. And their prized prey is snakes. I like to eat snakes. I really do. That is more than one meaning. Let me see. And he has that mongoose has a Mona Lisa smile, and that photograph is from Wikipedia. And again, like all of these paintings have a relationship with technology. So where Baptiste's is like this different conceptualization, concept art, right? I'm not really for concept art. If the idea and the feeling is not immediately communicable, then it's not good art in my opinion. It really isn't. Because art is for everybody, in my opinion, and that's like why people appreciate classical painters from the Impressionist era, or Romanticism, or the Renaissance and so forth, where it's easily understandable. Or if you think of you think about religious iconography, it was done for a purpose, and that's like again something that I try to put into my art. Like this guy here, the 104, I would consider it iconography, or the mongoose. Each one, if put by itself, should be a monument to something, a monument to a sentimentality, to a feeling, to an emotion, to a time and space. And if I'm going to go further on the use of materials, I use all manufactured canvases, and more than a few of them are from the local art shop here, Bijan's. When hopefully it's still around after I'm long gone, and after he's long gone. But he's a big part of this area, and he went to Western. He's a practicing artist, and he does all the framing and stretches the canvases and the preparation and stuff like that. So good for him. Anyways, yeah, that's what I have to say. Because again, like in this art that I make is a commentary on modern day life and relationship with technology. Because I'm half an artist, I'm half an engineer. I have a very unique perspective on creativity and art in general. So like when I see stuff like this, I'm just like, it feels like you didn't have the language or the education, as a critique, not as an assault on character. Let's be clear about that. That something is missing, and it just trying to wrestle with trying to reason as to why something exists and why you did it. Because like I look at his art, obviously I'm missing something because it has to be an experience, right? Concept and installation art. let's go behind the theory here. Excuse me. Not concept artists. So concept art by first definition on Google has to do with like characters and stuff like that. I've tried doing that. Okay, installation art. Large scale mixed media constructions often designed for a specific place for a temporary period of time. So they're very trendy, and if we're going to look at a time and place, it's of a certain era, if you ask me. Really, you know, it's been going on for a very long time, and the one that I remember the most, or personal experience with, is that burger in the AGO, you know, and like there's a good, you know, every time you go in there, they're telling people, you know, don't sit on it, okay? Like it's very fragile. It's a canvas painted, or like, okay, so then, you know, if I'm thinking about another one that's famous, it is like from the YBAs, like what's her face, young British artists. Tracy Emin in her bed, and then what's his face with the sharks, like Damien Hirst, yeah, and then like Piss Christ, stuff like that, you know. freaking Damien Hirst, man, he looks like a hustler. Yeah, yeah, I like it looks good, but it feels very shallow. But perhaps there's something behind that, or like Coons, or like that bean that everybody loves. You know, it's shiny but like hollow. Commentary on different other things, but you know, again, it's not immediately communicable. Most people don't even understand the reasoning or the thought behind this stuff. Or oh yeah, then for the love of God, oh, diamond encrusted skull. Like whose skull was that? Like honestly, if it is someone's actual skull, oh man. Okay, human skull, recreated in platinum, adorned with 8,601 diamonds, weighing a total of 1,106.18 carats. Approximately $15 million worth of diamonds were used, or 15 million pounds. It was modeled on an 18th century skull, but the only surviving human part of the original is the teeth. The asking price, for the love of God, was 50 million pounds, or 100 million, or 75 million euros, $100 million. It didn't sell outright. On 30th of August 2008, it was sold to a consortium that included Hearst himself and his gallery White Cube. So what's the saying? Good artists borrow, great artists steal. So like my tagline on like my Tumblr was creativity is stealing. And like if you think about sociopathy, right? Like it's about taking it, at least with art, it's about taking advantage of a situation, or knowledge that somebody else doesn't have. Because you know, again, when it comes to like first adopters or trend setting, it's not the person that creates it; it's the first person to bring it to market that profits from it. So you know, that's why I say Damien Hirst looks like a hustler. What's it? Klimt, Gustav Klimt, not Klimt. The urinal. M. Kopf. Found art. Fountain, yeah, Marcel Duchamp, that's right. Armut. Oh, it's hilarious, you know. Just put your freaking signature on it, and it's art. No problem, you know. Like you know, I'm looking at this stuff, and I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, sure thing, buddy. Yeah, yeah. Anything is art, they say, but I'm totally in disagreement with that. You know, the reason why, of course, stuff like this is done is, you know, is a scam, in my opinion. Because what there's a phrase, a figure descending down the stairs. What the valise? Whatever. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like all these famous artists, I'm looking at, you know, I think about them and I look at them, I'm like, what in the fuck? How did you survive? What kind of toothbrush were you using? You know, like, oh my goodness. You know, and again, like a lot of this stuff, uh, it's more about, oh, it's transgressive. Yes, it's totally throwing what art is out the window. Yes, I absolutely love it. I love how it pisses off the common people who still like paintings. Yes. Yes, let's just throw those impressionists out the window. I'm so bored of that. So bored. Oh, we got another artist. Bring him in. Bring him in. Let's look him up and down. I wonder how many pieces we can get out of this fellow. Oh, good Lord. Oh, man. You know, because, like, I think about the practice of actually being an artist, and the reasonings why I didn't go full time, or it was because, well, you know, if we're gonna continue this art talk, and I'll keep it under a half hour. Um, it's just ridiculous. It really is, and you know, the proximity to, or the ease of which one could fall into hedonism, or in with the wrong people, and you get mixed up in all their bullshit and their lives, and it takes away from the practice, and you end up, if you do something wrong and you're not well liked anymore, then all of a sudden your artist passe. Yeah, we don't need that guy. Whatever. Oh, he offended me. Yeah. Yeah, his art is so obnoxious. I can't believe he's so talented. I hate that man. Something along those lines, you know? The total mockery of, you know, any kind of culture, really, right? Because, by my opinion, you know, it should be about competency, right? That's how they did the ateliers of the classical periods, and their forward went. But of course, there's always the outliers, which totally like broadside the the thoughts of the time. You know, I'm not necessarily looking for or talking about or describing uniformity of style, right? So say whatever, I don't really care. I'm done. What more can I say for this one that hasn't been said already? There's a lot of people out there are better art critics than me. I'm just approaching this from what little I remember from my textbooks and whatnot, and what's in here, and from doing all of this. Because this digital art thing with the AI as of this moment in 2023, that is very trendy. And this the graphic design and our relationship with the technology really takes away from the experience and from how the art of the past was supposed to be experienced. And that, okay, so again, touching on the installation art, how everybody goes in there into this gallery space and they start taking pictures and whatnot. You're not even thinking about why the fuck did this guy or this woman do this, right? Right? Because it's supposed to be a conversation starter. Like that's what I can understand from it, and but it's just like when it gets obscured. To reiterate what I said earlier in this, by gobbledygook and abstractionism, and highly theoretical masturbatory intellectualism, then it's not very good. It's not very good, and we'll just leave it at there. If you are into that stuff, okay, no problem. You can have it. I got mine. I know what I'm worth. I'm not gonna take your enjoyment away from it, but I will make fun of you.